It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. And now here's your host, Geno Jones.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? Showtime! Geno Jones Showtime. So I come to you live Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Hello, New York City. All right, Eastern time. So New York City, Atlanta, and Philly, and Miami. I leave out a bunch of folks. Charlotte, everybody on East. Detroit City, Eastern time. 6:30 p.m. Central time. Shout out to Chicago. Stand up, Chi-Town. South Side, West Side, North Side, all in the suburb, the Wild Hundreds, you name it, all out throughout the Windy City. From Minneapolis, Milwaukee, Memphis, Tennessee, New Orleans, Little Rock, Arkansas, Jackson, Mississippi, Houston, Dallas, live in Los Angeles, and Las Vegas, 4:30 in the afternoon. Okay, everybody. I hope you had a great weekend. Hope you had a great weekend. And it is a Monday evening, kicking off the show. So today is April 20th, 4/20. So shout out to all my marijuana smokers, all my reefer. That's real old school, reefer. You smoking them reefers. All those that partake in the cannabis, smoking the cannabis plant, aka marijuana. Mary Jane. Rick James, the late Rick James had that song, Mary Jane. And I can tell you from eyewitness account that Rick James loved the Mary Jane. And I guarantee you that song, one of the meanings, it could have multiple meanings, but I guarantee you one of them, he was speaking of the Mary Jane, as some people call it, because he was smoking up he was smoking trees. It would be like a cloud hovering out. I have to share that story back one day backstage. I was working in Chicago as a production assistant, or we call it DA's, desk assistants. We're helping out the newsroom, gather news scripts and everything. Then I wound up getting a chance to be like a field producer, even though I didn't get paid for it, I didn't get the title. And they sent me out to interview Rick James. He was performing at, Chicago, the old Chicago Stadium. They hadn't built the United Center yet, or it might have been the UIC Pavilion. But anyway, Rick James kept walking by me and walking by the crew like we were invisible. But he had them joints in his hands. He was smoking up some stuff right there in the open backstage, but he was the headliner, so I guess he figured he could do that. So, oh, by the way, the show is interactive. Everybody watching me live right now, jump in the chat room. You can start the conversation. You can join the conversation right there. You'll see where it says live chat. Jump in there. Let me know who's watching, where you are watching. If you want me to shout you out, maybe you're partaking, you're celebrating the 420. They call it the 420. Basically, anybody in your family that smokes marijuana, smokes weed, they know this is the day that it's like their holiday. So I just wanted to, even though I don't smoke, I don't judge nobody. I don't even do the edibles. I don't judge anybody. You do you. It's your lungs. It's your lungs. So, hey, listen, but I know people can consume it in edible form, and it does have medicinal purposes. I'm not being funny. It does. So I get it. So no judgment here. Just wanted to acknowledge this day, because some of you all are probably smoking maybe right now, watching the show live or watching the recorded version. You may be smoking a doobie, a joint, whatever you want to call it, spliff. Maybe you just got through smoking. Do you? Like I say, look, it's your lungs and your life. So no judgment here. Now, let me segue to something a whole lot more serious. And I want to get your feedback, everybody watching, if you got some feedback on what I'm about to talk about, I'd love to get it. And also, leave your comments in the comment section below. All right? The comment section is open. It is available for you to leave your comments. I would love to hear from you. YouTube would love to hear from you. The Geno Jones Show and my media company, we'd love to hear from you. So please leave your comments about whatever you have to say or about whatever I've said on this or any episode of mine. Please leave your comments in the comment section below. But for everybody watching me live right now, jump in that chat room, say hi. Let me know who's watching. I think Kai, shout out to one of my new viewers, Kai. Kai, you watching yet? So Kai listens to my radio show. And on my radio show, I've been giving away tickets to see Cat Williams. He's coming here on May 9th, Saturday night. He's been here before. People love Cat Williams. You know, folks, everybody. Well, a lot of folks love Cat Williams, except for them little boys he was fighting and was whooping his ass, that little middle school kids. But he about the same height as some of those middle schoolers. They was beating that tail, though, young boys. So I digress. So Kai won tickets on my radio show, and I told her about the TV show. She was so excited. So I said, Kai, I'm shouting you out. And your baby girl, I can't remember her name. So if you're watching, Kai, please jump in the chat room and type your baby's name in there so we can shout her out too. And thank you for listening to the radio show. And thank you. And all my new viewers, shout out to you. And everybody that's been down with me, Jaguar 52, repping Columbia College, Chicago. I appreciate you. Jaguar 52 has been down with me from day one. Along with, of course, my executive producer, my number one fan, my mother, who's watching right now. All right, so I'm making this hard pivot, and there's really no easy way to do this. I've talked about this show many times. I'm very passionate about ending violence against women. Anybody that's been watching the show for 5.5 years, you know that. People who've been watching this show for a while, or even been listening to my radio show, know that my passion is rooted in trauma. I guess I have to. I never looked at it as trauma. I just lived with it, but it was trauma. But I'd never. This might be one of the few times I've actually acknowledged this publicly or even privately. The trauma of witnessing my mother being beat by the man that she was married to. I was 4.5. My mother was pregnant with my youngest sister, my baby sister, call her the baby girl, Angela. And we lived on the second floor in Chicago. We call them 2-flat apartments, brick buildings. Some cities, they call them brownstones. You got 2 flats. So we had a first floor, second floor, and a basement. So we lived on the second floor. And we had what we called a back porch. It was an enclosed, it was almost like you know how people build like additions to their home? So it was called a back porch. It was enclosed, and we had, I think at one time we had an old washing machine out there, and there was like a table to where my grandmother and my mother would put clothes after they did laundry. If they wanted to fold the clothes up, they would, take them out and fold the clothes on their table. So anyway, I guess I heard this noise. Something made me go out on the back porch, and I saw my mother. She was kind of like leaning back against the table, and this man that was married to her, she was married to this person who is no longer with us on this planet. He was physically beating my mother. And I attacked this man. Now, I probably came up to about his waist, but as clear as that camera that's in front of me that I'm looking into right now talking to you, I tried to knock his ass down. I'm fighting a grown-ass man. Wasn't much I could do. But at 4.5 years old, I was determined to get him off my mother. So my passion is rooted in trauma. There's no other way to put it. But I've turned, not knowing what it was, for many years, I turned those memories that memory or that trauma into purpose, to speaking out and being an advocate against domestic violence or violence against women in any form, be it physical violence, domestic violence, or sexual violence. Which leads me to this horrible story. Many of you all may have heard of the story, have seen all kind of coverage. So it was a man named Justin Fairfax. Justin Fairfax, he was the former lieutenant governor of Virginia. So Justin Fairfax was married to a woman named Dr. Serena Fairfax. She was a dentist. She had her own practice in Virginia, beloved by the community. And apparently Justin Fairfax and Dr. Karina Fairfax were in the process of getting a divorce. Justin Fairfax killed his wife, shot her, killed her, killed himself, killed his wife first, killed himself, with two of their children in the home. As a matter of fact, one of the children, I guess, heard the shots, heard the noise, whatever, and called the police. Now, over the weekend, I just saw this morning. This happened, I guess, over the weekend. It was a man, 31-year-old man, killed 8 children. 7 of these children were his very own children, his biological children, while shooting his wife, and then he left and went to his girlfriend's house, and then he shot her. Now, this man is deceased. He's dead, because apparently he got into a shootout with, I think, the Louisiana State Police, some police officers in Louisiana. 8 children, 7 his own children. I don't know how many children he had with his wife. I don't know how many children that he had with his girlfriend. But 7 of his own children he killed. And there was another child that was not his biological child that he killed. And he almost killed his wife and his girlfriend. The last reports I saw that they were life-threatening injuries. We hope and pray that the ex-wife of this killer, and we lift the ex-wife, the girlfriend, and the families, the surviving child, up in prayer. Men, I'm just going to say this, and I've said it before. Violence against women is not a woman's problem. It is not. It is a man's problem. It is a men. Now, and I get it. For the vast majority of men do not do this. We don't. However, there's still way too many men who turn to violence against the people who supposedly they love. The people that are closest to them. Wives, girlfriends, domestic partners, baby mamas, whatever you want to, whatever term you want to use, however you define your relationship. Women that the men are in a relationship with. And one of the most dangerous times, talking to experts, the most dangerous time for a woman trying to get out of an abusive situation is, especially when there's a divorce, when the woman makes that decision to leave. Experts in this field of domestic violence have stated, and there's data to back that up. You can do your own search, Google, ChatGPT, Gemini, or whatever, Copilot, whatever AI or search engine you want to use. violence against women, domestic violence against women is not a woman's problem. It is a man's problem. And we as men have to make it absolutely unacceptable. I'm living in a state state that I'm living in now, South Carolina, over the last 21 years, nearly the entire 21-year period that I've lived here since 2005 in South Carolina. Virtually for 2 decades, South Carolina has been in the top 10 when it comes to domestic violence incidents. For many years, South Carolina was in the top 5. Several years, South Carolina was number 1 in the nation, either number 1 or number 2 for incidents of domestic violence. Now, I want to address my brothers, because Justin Fairfax was black. His wife, Dr. Serena Fairfax, was a black woman. This person that killed his 7 children, who killed 8 children total, and 7 of those 8 children were his biological children, who shot his wife and his girlfriend, who I'm assuming was the mother of some of the children who were murdered, were all black in Shreveport, Louisiana. Violence against women is simply unacceptable, and we as men, we absolutely have to 10 toes and 10 fingers down. It's unacceptable, and we have to create a climate to where it is unacceptable, no excuses. And I get it. And yes, I understand men are victims of domestic violence too. All right, but I want to focus on men, and I want to focus on black men. This applies to white men too, even more so than black men. I could make an argument, because the incidence of domestic violence among white men is I think statistically higher than black men, but that's really irrelevant, because there's no excuse for no man, full stop, period. But I do want to address I want to address black men. I want to address my brothers. Malcolm X in 1964 gave a speech, and Brother Malcolm said one of his iconic, legendary quotes that unfortunately 62 years later, nearly 62 years, he gave this speech in May of 1964. The most disrespected person in America is the black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the black woman. The most neglected person in America is the black woman. I'm going to say that again. The words of Malcolm X, 62 years ago, May 1964. The most disrespected person in America is the black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the black woman. The most neglected person in America is the black woman. And we as black men have to change that shit now, like yesterday. Those of the vast majority of us who don't engage in that behavior, we have to be louder. We have to be more proactive. We have to intervene. If that means we have to piss some folks off. I don't encourage violence. If people get mad, want to get into a fist fight or whatever, hey, listen. And I get depression, desperation, divorce, unresolved trauma, job loss, no job, lost your business. Maybe you had a death in the family, lost a parent, a sibling. No excuses. And yes, I do understand. that suicide is highest among men in America. If you look at all the incidents of suicide, the group that commits suicide the most are men now. And look, I understand a sense of despair, being down. You feel like you're depressed or shit ain't going right. Thank the good Lord, knock on wood, never been divorced, but teeth and tongue fall out. No relationship is perfect. There's ups and downs in every relationship. It's my mother, my grandmother says. My grandmother said it first, and my mother even says it to this day. Teeth and tongue fall out, and they share the same mouth. They're in the same mouth, which means that your teeth and your tongue are very close, and they don't always necessarily get along. So it's just an analogy. It's a parable that, yes, sometimes you may not even like yourself. Some parts of yourself, you're like, I don't really like this part. So I get it. I understand the human condition. But we live in a society that is ruled by misogyny, sexism, and patriarchy. And these patriarchal societies that are rooted in misogyny and sexism, the oppression, the hatred, the bigotry, or the feeling of superiority because you got a penis. A penis doesn't make you superior. A penis alone doesn't make you a leader. You want to be the head of the household, and don't start misquoting the Bible and handpicking, Bible verses, and don't waste my time, because you can waste your time, because you basically, and depending on whose remix version of Christianity you're reading, which remix version of the Christian Bible do you have? This remix racist version of the Christian Bible, King James, that they peddle and push here in America, that's a whole nother conversation. So I'm the wrong person to have that conversation with. You believe whatever you want to believe. But you don't have a right to lord over, to rule over, to control, to dominate a person's every move and what they do. And if they don't move the way you feel they should move, that you feel that you have some divine, this goes to show you how people have totally screwed up spirituality. You feel because you got a penis that you have some divine, providence. So women should be subservient in an unhealthy way that gives you the right to abuse physically and mentally, emotionally, spiritually, to control, abuse, and dominate. And if a woman doesn't jump when you say jump, and if she doesn't jump and say how high, that gives you somehow a permission slip to engage in domestic or sexual violence, or because you are depressed or feeling a sense of desperation or going through a divorce or just got a divorce or unresolved trauma. None of that excuses violence against women. Period. Full stop. If there is unresolved trauma, if you are dealing with depression or desperation, you're having a hard time managing a divorce, you're human, I get that. There's whatever that unresolved trauma is, whatever the new trauma is, you got to talk about it. And more important, it's up to other men, it's up to us as a community to really be our brothers and sisters' keeper. You know, when people who are close to me, I ask them, I say, hey, how are you doing? I say now, how are you really doing? I say, oh, I'm doing good. Now, okay, how are you really doing? If you sense that something is off, ask, how are you really doing? And let's talk. Judgment-free zone. I'm not here to judge you. It's not about judgment. It's about holding each other accountable, especially with this deadly behavior. And let me just say this, especially to these young men and some of these not so young men that's bought into this red pill bullshit. That's what two words are coming out. This red pill, manosphere, misogyny madness, this bullshit. That's a con and a hustle and a grift. Saw a documentary on this documentary on Netflix. What's this dude's? Is it not Louis Theroux? This guy from the United Kingdom, I believe. He did a documentary inside the manosphere. Louis Theroux, Inside the Manosphere. And the majority of these cats, mid late 20s, 30s, close to 40. And this whole red pill manosphere is like misogyny and sexism and patriarchy on steroids. It's a very oppressive, repressive, very disrespectful, dehumanizing, violent attitude that men have toward women. That feels that as a man, because I have a penis, then anything that I say goes. And I should be able to get away with anything that I want to, with any woman I want to, when I want to do it, how I want to do it, without any accountability at all. No matter how young or how old they are. Who's that sound like? It sounds like the Epstein class. Jeffrey Epstein, your boy Owen Chitler. That same extreme narcissism, that extreme misogyny and misogynoir. There's a term, misogynoir, which is when you can combine sexism and misogyny and racism. So black women have to deal with misogynoir and misogyny. Because unfortunately, black women have to deal with it from some black men. Hence Dr. Serena Fairfax. It cost her life. I don't know what Justin Fairfax was going through. So this is not me judging him, but this is me holding him accountable that no matter what you were going through. And to this man, 31-year-old man in Shreveport, whatever, no matter what you were going through, I don't care what she said, how much she pissed you off. I don't care if you came home and saw another dude, her in the bed with another dude caught in the middle of the act, on the downstroke. That does not give you a pass or permission to kill this woman in the house with your two of your children there. And for this killer in Shreveport, Louisiana, he left one house, killed a group of kids, killed some of his kids, left, went down the street to his girlfriend's house and killed his kids there. We as black men in general, but I'm specifically talking to black men, from one black man to another black man, we got to hold each other accountable. We need to hold all men accountable, but we especially need to hold each other accountable, because the most disrespected, unprotected, neglected person in America, still today, is the black woman. And we as black men, we must fix that. We must end that shit. And this, like I said, this red pill manosphere bullshit, for all you young brothers, I need you all to understand, this shit is a con. It's a hustle. It's a way for these influencers, that's, these red pill manosphere stars and superstars, as they call themselves on social media. And you see all the women, in the bikinis and the scantily clad. These women are part of the hustle. These women, listen, they go along with the game plan because they're all making money, because they all have a lot of social media followers. So, they're shouting each other out. They're sharing this content on each other's platforms to get views and clicks and likes and to get sponsorships. And in the meantime, they are all making a lot of money. In the meantime, you got some kid, 19, 20 years old, maybe 17, 18, early 20s, don't have a lot of confidence, no swag, no job maybe, not certain what he wants to do with his life, maybe not the most handsome kid and not the jock that all the girls like, and mad because he doesn't have his shit together, and he's not, not having any luck with the ladies, so he's pissed off, so he buys into this red pill manosphere bullshit. Manosphere bullshit. No, that's bullshit. They pimping you. They making money off peddling this nonsense. Real men do not harm women, period. Full stop. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn what your Bible told you, what your pastor told you, what your brother told you, what your daddy or your uncle told you, or the dude that you look up to. Any man that told you that being a real man is putting your hands on a woman is not a real man. That man is a punk. That's a bitch ass B-A-N. And folks that know, they know what the N stands for. That's what that is. That's a bitch ass. That's a punk. Real men do not harm a woman, period. And black men, a real black man would never, ever harm a black woman. If you can, if you feel that you are in a violent relationship, this goes out to black men or to any man. If you are in a relationship with a woman and she is violent, you need to get your ass out immediately, and never go back. I don't care how great the sex is. I don't care if she's cutting you a check. I don't care if y'all got kids. You can co-parent in different households because she has got some unresolved trauma and anger issues that she needs to get some healing and help. But the bottom line, the majority of violence, domestic violence and sexual violence, is men against women. So we're just gonna keep it 1,000. Full stop. No excuses. If there's anyone watching the show who is in a dangerous situation, I want to give you the number to the National Domestic Violence Hotline. It's 800-799-7233. 800-799-7233. 800-799-7233. That's 800-799, the word SAFE. Or you can text the word START, S-T-A-R-T, S-T-A-R-T. Text the word START to 88788. Text the word START to 88788. you are in a dangerous situation, if you know a woman or man, but we're talking about violence against women today, okay? Make that call. Men, if you know a brother that's struggling, piss him off if you have to. Let him say, hey man, don't be in my business. No, I'm getting in your business before the world gets in your business, before we wind up hearing about you on the news because you killed your wife, your children, shot yourself, or you killed your wife and your kids, and then these cops killed your ass. Then it's everybody's business. Yes, your well-being, if it means saving you from myself, saving you from yourself is my business. So if I suspect that something isn't right, if the Spirit tells me I need to save you from yourself, and I would hope that they're friends in my life, I know they are. I know they're brothers who are family to me, biologically or by spirit and bond, to where if they felt or saw that my spirit was off, if they felt something, and they felt that they needed to save me from myself, they would do that. And as pissed off as I might be in the moment, if they came to me and had that conversation, say, hey, man, dude, what's going on? Hey, let me talk. You need to get some shit off your chest? I need to just think, you're talking about harming folks? What's really, you hurt and you need some help? Let's sit down and talk about it. You can come over, watch the game. We can find you a therapist, a pastor, whatever. You just come over. If you just need to vent and you mad, angry, you want to just go ahead and cuss, you can come over and cuss them out and just get all that toxic, that negative energy out. But what we're not going to do, we will not make no excuses. There are no excuses for violence against women. Period. Full stop. Thank you for letting me be a part of your life. As always, God bless each and every one of you. You, and especially you, God, most of all, thank you for letting me do the Geno Jones Show live Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 Central Time, 4:30 p.m. live in Los Angeles, out on the West Coast. Tell everybody to subscribe, share, and like. Or, let me reverse it. Like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe to the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Please, shout out to everybody that was watching live tonight. Thanks to everybody that was part of the conversation in the chat room. Shout out to Allie Jones, the official wardrobe consultant and stylist for the Geno Jones Show. Check her and her Lexi Jones collection out, lx.ncl_LX.NCL_ Mark Hill Bailey. Got a birthday coming up there. Big birthday boy. Got a birthday Saturday, I believe, right? Coming up. Friday, Saturday. The official barber and hairstylist for the Geno Jones Show. Check him out, the CEO Designer Cuts on IG, on Instagram. Kel be cutting up, KELBECUTTINUP. If you'd like to be a sponsor, you'd like to advertise on the show, I'd love to have you as part of the Geno Jones Show family, as a sponsor or advertiser. Shoot me an email, Geno Jones Show. You see that? That is how you spell Geno. Geno Jones Show, all one word, at Gmail. Geno Jones Show at gmail.com. Now, or individually, you can support the show financially via Zelle or Cash App. If you want to Zelle your financial support to the show and my media company, same email address, Geno Jones Show, right there, all one word, Geno Jones Show at Gmail. Or you can Cash App, $Dad G Jones, capital D, lowercase a d, capital G J, lowercase ONES. All right, I love you, and love is a verb. It is an action word. Show your love. And when you love somebody, when you really love somebody, you tell them what they what they need to hear when they don't want to hear it. You intervene, you listen, you have compassion, you have empathy, humanity, but you hold them accountable. And you correct them. You correct them if they're wrong. And if you need to save them from themselves and save them from harming themselves or innocent people, especially innocent people, like the women in their life and children, then we gotta stop that. We have to intervene. We have to have those tough conversations. No matter how uncomfortable they are. Get mad, cuss me out, block my phone, want to fight, whatever. You go through your feelings, but I'm going to tell you not what you want to hear, but when you need to hear and when you need to hear it. Because that's how much I love you, and that's how much I love the people around you. And the people around you don't need to be hurt because you are hurting. Let's deal with your hurt. Let's deal with your pain. Let's deal with your trauma, your unresolved trauma. Fine, talk about it. Share what you want to share, what you can't share. I'm not going to judge you, bro, but I'm not going to let you go out and I'm not going to let you harm yourself, and I'm not going to let you harm somebody that you claim to love. I'm not going to let you harm the woman and the children, the people that's closest to you. That ain't love at all, man. And no level of depression or desperation or divorce or unresolved trauma, none of that excuses violence against women and children. Full stop. I'll see you live Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 Central Time, 4:30 p.m. on the West Coast. Thanks for watching, everybody. I love you. See you later.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of The Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.